guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Louise and I talk about how to engage with fashion in more conscious and sustainable ways. So as you may notice, I'm having a little bit of a struggle with my mic. I thought it was going to work with my camera. It turned out it didn't. It then worked with my phone, but I really didn't think that the quality was good enough. So now I'm back with the camera, and if the sound is awful, please let me know what you think. I'm gonna do my very best to make it better, but I will fix this eventually, I promise. I just need to buy a new camera, and cameras are quite expensive. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my shopping habits and how I have shifted from a bit of a more careless shopping habit to a more conscious one. If you've been with me for a while, you may have seen that I have talked about this topic previously. I do have 2 reels on Instagram where I kind of talk about what led me to where I am today, and the reels are called How to Shop Less Part 1 and Part 2, and I will link them down below so that you can watch them. So before we dive into this video, I just want to disclaim that all of my videos, they're basically like a way for me to share my thoughts, and I am still on my very own journey to becoming more sustainable in my fashion choices. And so Louise Wears, my YouTube and my Instagram, it's a way for me to make myself more accountable and maybe hopefully inspire others to do the same. I'm also continuously learning more about the fashion industry, which I find very interesting. I did study fashion marketing at university, so I do have a lifelong passion for that. I also will say I follow so many cool women on Instagram, and women who are actively talking about this topic on their channels, and I will share a list of accounts for you to follow at the end of this video. But anyway, as I mentioned in the beginning, let's dive into what my old habits used to look like when I shopped a lot. One thing I always did was that I used to look endlessly at Pinterest and Instagram. I would wake up, I would have my phone, I would scroll, I would look at other people and what they were wearing, and I would immediately compare myself to what they were wearing and what clothes I had, or rather didn't have, which made me instantly feel the need to buy more clothes, because I felt that if they're wearing stuff that I don't have, I need to buy the same stuff so that I can wear as cool and as great outfits as they're wearing. But what happens then is that I am comparing myself to people that basically have a very, very different life than me and a very different lifestyle. They may have an entirely different budget. They have probably another job. So this led to me kind of setting unrealistic expectations or unrealistic goals for the outfits which I wear. So even if I did buy the items that they were wearing, the exact same outfit, I wouldn't feel that sense of accomplishment. Now I'm happy, now I'm satisfied with the clothes that I have, because I never applied it to myself, and I never considered how it worked with the rest of my clothes. Another thing that I did was I used to scroll endlessly through online shops, and of course the more you look, the more you feel the need to buy. So what happened for me when I scrolled through all of the online shops all of the time, I would of course know what was new. I would feel the need to buy them before they ran out of stock. I would visualize myself in these clothes and build up a desire to buy, and eventually, because I had spent, this is wild, but because I had spent so much time on the online shop, I would argue with myself that my return on investment in my time will be worth it only if I buy. So if I scroll and scroll and scroll and not buy, it's a waste of time. But if I scroll and scroll and scroll and buy, then at least the time it meant something. It was worth something. But that's simply not true, because that would just be it's just such a wrong reason for buying something, that you don't want to waste time. Because I know now that if I buy something like because I need to buy, it's never going to end well. You're never going to use it. It's not the right reason. Don't do it. And also, a final thing that I really want to emphasize that I did a lot was I used Klarna Pay Later function. And I know that it is a good function in a lot of cases. Like, for instance, with our apartment, we use it a lot for like larger purchases for our home. You may not just have the ability to pay it up front, and that's entirely understandable, and I do it from time to time. But if it comes down to that you use Klarna for like a dress that's like 30 euros, then maybe you shouldn't use Klarna, because I feel like the more you use it, the more you can sort of disregard what happens later. And for me, I used to think that, oh, I can just get it now. I won't have to worry about what it cost me, because it's basically free. And I can order stuff and I can get them home for free and try them on. And whatever I don't like, I just ship back. But then like consider the shipping back and forth of the stuff that you don't want, or the sizes that don't fit. Don't order stuff that you don't love and that you don't intend to keep, because that's just like, for me now, that's like slapping the environment in its face. So let's talk a little bit about what I do now instead. Firstly, I pay instantly when I can. Sometimes if it's like a more expensive product, or if it's a gift or something, I might use Klarna. But if it's anything else, I pay it straight away, so that it also creates like an incentive for me to really think about my purchase before I buy. Like, is it really worth me giving my money away to have this product? You know, all of you might not be as damaged as me, but it really helps me to think about it that way. Like, I need to physically like almost like give money away before I can receive it. Another thing I do when I want something is that I always go to my closet and I look at what do I have. So say that I see a shirt on Instagram and I'm like, ooh, that's so cute, I want that shirt. The first thing I do is I go to my closet and I look at my shirts and I'm like, okay, what shirts do I have? Which are the most similar to the shirt that I want? And what does the new shirt fulfill that I don't already have in those shirts? So is it like, ooh, it's slightly more cropped, so I could wear that one with a skirt? Or is it more structured so that I could wear it at work, whereas I may have more linen shirts in my closet? So I try to really think about, how does it fit in with the stuff that I have, and how does it complement what I already have? A few other good questions that you can ask yourself before buying something new that I ask myself is, how many times have I thought about this item? Is it an emotional need or is it a practical need? Because you can have both. Is it just going to be fun the first time? Like, is it an exciting buy? Or is it like, yeah, I need it, but I'm not like super inclined to spend my money on it? I also have a list in Excel. And you're like, what do you mean? I don't want to plan all of my life, but I do. And no, I don't, but I'm a planner. I have made an entire inventory in Google Sheets of my closet. By doing so, I've identified what pieces am I actually lacking. This resulted in a wish list of what I need rather than what I want. Let me know if you think that my Google Sheets inventory of my closet is wild, or if you would like to see a template for it maybe. Maybe you would like to try and make your own. Or maybe you have another way to plan and organize your clothes. Let me know. So of course I still want stuff. And I want to talk about this example because it's quite like current. I have realized that I have quite a few summer dresses. And I feel like you know the kind, like they're breezy, they're easy to wear, they're like, you just want to throw them on a warm summer day and not even think about what you're gonna wear. So I don't have a lot of those, and I've been tempted to buy a new dress. I obviously am trying to shop less, and I will say that unfortunately fast fashion brands are like, they're successful for a reason and they have nice styles. And for example, Zara, which a lot of Zara's designs are actually like direct replicas of designer items, and they actually do steal from independent artists, so they're not a brand that I want to support any longer. But yeah, that's probably why their styles appeal to me, because they're literally like stolen from someone else. But anyway, I don't want to support fast fashion anymore. So what do I do about my new summer dress problem if I don't want to spend a ton of money? So I recently started following Gemma on Instagram, and I will tag her account down below. But she has a great page if you're interested in learning more about the fast fashion industry. One of her posts in particular resonated with me. She asked her followers how buying secondhand fashion on a resale platform makes us feel. In truth, I'm a little bit conflicted about this question, because whilst I would rather buy a Zara dress on like Vinted or Sellpy, I wouldn't buy it from the brand anymore. But the amount of unwanted fast fashion clothes on these resale platforms is terrifying. Like, it's so scary that we don't want these clothes anymore, and it's proof that the trend cycles are becoming even shorter. So this made me really wonder, like, am I encouraging the wearing and wasting behavior by buying these items that are listed by real people who have bought a dress from the Zara store and then come home, worn it once, and then felt like, oh, I don't like it anymore, I'm just gonna throw it on Vinted and see what happens? Like, am I encouraging that behavior because I am then, you know, facilitating that they are getting their fast fashion resold, so they might as well go and buy new stuff? Or like, am I then saving the fast fashion items from ending up in landfills? I don't know. Like, it's a hard question, and I would love to know how you resonate, because I am not sure like what to think about this question, and I want to be open and transparent about my sort of struggles. So let me know what you think. Let me know which option you would argue is better for the environment. Is it 1, to buy a dress from Zara secondhand from like Vinted or Sellpy? 2, buy a dress from a brand like Reformation or a similar like sustainable brand, which is new, but it's a little bit more expensive too. Let me know in the comments down below. I also no longer buy from these brands: H&M, Zara, Weekday, Naked, Bershka, Stradivarius. I feel like I've forgotten a lot, but I will put them here. They are just the brands that I used to personally buy from. So I know that there are more fast fashion labels, of course, but these are brands that I have consciously decided that I'm no longer going to buy any new clothes from. Instead, I buy from secondhand platforms as much as possible. I buy new clothes from brands that I consider have sustainable and environmental programs in place. I talked about this a little bit in my previous video called My Favorite Sustainable Brands, so you can check that out. Going forward, I want to set a little bit of a sustainability mission or pledge, if you will, for myself, and this is going to include that I only want to shop good quality. I only want to shop from brands who have environmental programs in place. I only buy fast fashion if it's pre-used from Vinted and Sellpy, but let me know what you think about this one because I am conflicted. With all of this said, of course, there are still days where I am tempted to shop, and that's okay too. Here are a few accounts that you can follow if you are interested in changing your shopping habits. You can also visit my website, louisewears.com, to download your ebook or style guide, and you can follow me on Instagram at louisewears. And let me know if you enjoyed this video, and please leave me a comment down in the description box about what you would like me to talk about next time. I hope that you have the best week ahead, and I will see you again next Sunday for my new video. Bye!